kind of want to talk more a bit about the wargaming stuff I've been doing for the last couple weeks. Most of it is of the result of watching, I think it's Diomedes 16, who's been doing a lot of shot and pike painting recently, so it's got me back into it. So for this video I want to show the wargaming table I'm going to be working on. So it's for a game called Ronin, which involves using very small units, but having a lot more control over them, being able to use them individually. So it's only about a 2x2 board that I'm using, and in order to spice it up a little bit, I'm going to stick a bit of wood on the bottom to build a nice border around it, strengthen it up, and then I'll have some cushioning pads on there. And then to go around the outside edge, I've bought this fancy trim, and on top of this bit of wood mentioned for the strengthening member, when you put them together, it actually comes up flush, as both this and the board are a 1/4 of an inch thick down here at the end. So I think it'll look quite nice. I'm not a carpenter, so I'm not sure how the joints will come together, so I might need to do some filling, but we'll see how it goes. And then just real quick, these are the felt pads I've got for the bottom, so to make it so this can sit on the dining room table, and I can slide it back and forth and rotate it, and won't scratch the table. And now I've finished off the table. So as you can see, I had to do a bit of filling because I did have some large gaps there, so I just used Games Workshop green stuff. But overall, the joints came out pretty nice. And then turning it over. So I just put 3 screws in each bit of wood, and then I stuck the felt pads on the back. So it's now ready for play. It's just a bit dull looking, but hopefully I'll be changing that soon. I've also finished doing 2 rotatable objects for cover and to add difficult terrain. So they're little cherry blossom groves. The trees are from China, and they actually already came like this, so I didn't really do a whole lot. I just drilled a hole in some hardboard and super glued them in. I'll be doing that up later, and then rounded the edges to give it a nice effect. So yeah, I think they'll be quite nice when they're done, and should give some adequate cover for the units of this size. The other thing I wanted to show is the counters I'm using. So in this particular game, Ronin, you'll have a wound counter. So you'll have 1 wound, which is light wound, 2 wounds, which is a grievous wound. Anything beyond that, and unit's considered dead. You also have a stun, which just makes your unit slower to attack. And then on the other side of the stun, I've left it black to symbolize the casualty. Because you also have the opportunity in Ronin to collect heads if you're a samurai, or to loot bodies if you're a bandit. So that's to symbolize a unit that can be looted or beheaded. The actual tokens themselves come as these glossy and soft stickered surfaces. I decided to use a different one on each side, so it could just be flipped to represent something else, and that way I'm not using too many of them. And pretty much you just stick them on either side of an American penny. I didn't quite like the coppery look they had from the American penny, so I went ahead and painted them metallic silver around the edges, and they look quite nice like that. So I highly recommend them. I can say that I've already purchased more after getting this first order. And here's the final product so far. As you can see, it does slide very nicely on the dining room table. I've got my dice. I've got my stun and death counters, as well as my 1 and 2 wound counters on each side. Dice. Cherry blossom tree cover, which I've got some other cover, which is a dragon statue. So I've painted one of them. I bought these while I was on holiday. Haven't painted the other one yet. You can see they're only $1.99, so I didn't invest too much in them. So I've painted the table up now. I'm just masking it, and then I'll be putting on the turf. So quite pleased with how it's turning out so far. It'll probably look even better once it has all the turf on it. So I thought I'd show the completed table. So I've done the flock now, did a little road down the middle. I've made all the scenery so it's modular, so it all moves around. This is a river with a bridge from Kensai, and there's some koi fish in it. I know koi fish don't live in the river, but I thought it was a nice little effect. So these are actually beads that I got off of Etsy. The water, I used the Woodland Scenics water and water effects just to test out how it'll look when I do it on the train set, and I think it'll look quite nice when I do the D River. Now they've got that technique down. Tori, again from Kensai. I even wrote in kanji fighting spirit on the top of it. I've had it verified by my friend to confirm it is indeed readable kanji, so that was cool. That was my first attempt. Again, the cherry blossom groves all completed now. For the dragon statues, I picked up some Warhammer paint to give an aged copper effect. So I redid the dragon statues. I think they turned out quite nice. And the other thing I've done is I've created an objective that can be picked up by the pieces, which is a little shrine or relic. It's actually a piece of jewellery on a small bit of cardstock with toothpick ends, and then a paintbrush cover to make it look like it's hovering. And then the other neat thing about the little shrine is it actually opens up to reveal a little Buddha in there. And then the last thing I've been working on is a Kensai pagoda. So it's all finished now, but it needs painting. So I'll be painting it red and white to match the theme that I've gone with the other Kensai buildings I have. I've played a couple games so far. It's really enjoyable. You know, they don't last very long because it's very small sets of units. I don't usually play with all the scenery, but I just thought I'd show it just so you can see what's been done. So maybe I'll get a battle report or two done eventually, but for now that's it. Thanks for watching.